Hello, ladies of Rise and Fit. These three fabulous ladies that decided to join me, and many more of you that I hopefully will be jumping in soon or watching the recording. Tonight is August 29th, the end of the month. There are 2 official days left and 2 official days for you to continue to push for your goals, and a lot can happen in 2 days. Trust me. I went from 2 to 8 in the last 2 days alone. So if you want to continue to keep moving forward, you can definitely do so. It just takes continuous work. I came into this call in IG jail because I am just pushing along. So I've hit Success Club. I've helped, but I've not helped the amount of people that I want to. My goals are always higher than just Success Club 5. And so I'm continuing to push for those. If you've got not quite to Success Club, or you are not quite to the goals that you set for yourself this month, there is still plenty of time to do so. If you need help with it whatsoever, please reach out to me. I have a fairly clear schedule tomorrow. We can brainstorm, we can chat, we can help get things done. Hopefully you took advantage of the flash sale that happened this last week. And if you not, Candace is running another one, or you can just continue to use the same one that we have and just offer up the gift card or whatever to what's going on, or still creating some sort of value to people. Some big things that are coming up for us. Obviously, it's the end of the month. We have some, Success Club prize things that are going for anybody that's hitting Success Club the month of August. There's the team retreat football game on the 22nd of September. So the Hawkeye game, if you're interested in that, please let me know. The bigger one that I really want to make sure everyone knows about and spread across all the different teams. So tag your people, talk to your uplines, talk to your downlines about the team retreat in October. Going down to Des Moines for the overnight. I have a place booked, Airbnb booked for October, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that. I think it's the 20th, 21st, 22nd maybe. I don't have it written down. We should totally have that written down. But we have it booked for overnight. We're going to stuff as many people into, looks like it's the 19th, 20th, and 21st. We're getting as many people into that house as possible. I will go down on Friday night, the 19th, and the 20th is Super Saturday. So everyone is welcome to come to Des Moines for Super Saturday that day. Again, it's super cheap place to stay, like $60. And if you are hitting Success Club in the month of September and October, I will be paying for your stay. How about that? All right. So let's get you there. Let's get us all to Super Saturday, and it's a great place to have fun, learn, be in community with each other. And Sunday is when the big race is happening in Des Moines, so we can cheer each other on there. Even if you just come down for Saturday and spend the night and go home on Sunday, or you come down on Friday night, you stay on Saturday and leave after Super Saturday, totally up to you. But it's a great time and opportunity to just come together as a community and learn and grow together. And there's always tons of big announcements that happen at Super Saturday. And I'll be going to Leadership Retreat in October, early October, which is for 5 stars and above. It's in Vegas. And I'm sure there'll be lots of things there that I'll bring back and share with you about. And then it'll all roll out to everybody at the Super Saturday later that month. So hopefully they told us that we're going to have something to taste at Leadership. So I'm really kind of hoping, really, really bad hoping for vegan performance line. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I really, really, really would think that'd be awesome. Now, I don't know what else there would be. What have we been asking for? I don't know. This pumpkin spice Shakeology is coming out here in September. So that'll be passed. I don't know. I don't know what to think, but Jeff Hill told us that we had to get registered. He had a post in the roundtable about make sure you're getting registered for Leadership Retreat. If you got your invite, there will be something to taste. So I was like, interesting. So of course it's a flurry of comments on what it might be, but nobody knows until we get there. All right, so that's October, and then in early November, November 3rd and 4th is the Diamond Retreat for Team Rockstar Fit. And if you've not yet hit Diamond, you have until October 12th or 11th or 12th, whatever that is, to actually get your prize or your jacket or your kit I guess, for actually being there, or you can wait until October 26th to hit it, still get access to the virtual link and be a part of the whole fun, but you might not have your stuff in time. So those are some big dates coming up, and yeah, we'll be planning something fun and exciting for November after that as well, for everyone, because we want to make sure we're doing community. What time is Super Saturday? It is usually the same time as always it's been. I've not talked with the Iowa crew again as of recently, but I think the last time was like 11 a.m., like 11 to 1, I think is when it was last time. So I'm assuming that's when it'll be again. They'll give plenty of time for people to travel to Des Moines if they leave right away in the morning, and it will be plenty of time for people to travel home afterwards. So I think last time it was like actually like 11 to 2 by the time we actually got a workout in, but we'll be more organized this time. Crossing my fingers again. Okay, so how many, Melissa, you read the book, I've read the book. Beth, did you read the book? No? Okay. So Melissa, I'm gonna let you start. And I'm going to be tagging a bunch of people in the team page of Get Your Fannies to the Team Call. So give us some top takeaways, Melissa, on what you loved about the book.
Am I unmuted? I think I am. Okay. Gosh, there's just so much. I had to like underline things in each chapter, and mostly that we have to hold ourselves accountable and just commit to ourselves and to write down your goals and to go over your goals and the tasks that you're going to do each day to meet those goals. And so you have to review that each week at the beginning of each week, and then score yourself at the end of the week, see where you can improve on those tasks that you're doing to meet those goals. And so I have yet to sit down and do all of those tasks yet, but I had started my goals, and I think next week I'll start kind of actually working at those and really tackling all of those goals and those tasks to meet them.
Awesome. So you have gone as far as you haven't quite made the plan yet.
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. So I'll just give kind of a rundown of the book in short term, since the other two of you haven't. Where was I listening to earlier today? So the 12-week year is basically saying you can take anything that you can accomplish in 1 year and do it in 12 weeks. So the very first half of the book is all kind of explaining the process, what it is to do, like she just said. And then the second half of the book is really the application part. And where's my part that I just was going to cover? You talked about accountability. One of the things that I really loved about, one of the things I just read about again, because I was going back, I'm going to be doing a team call for Mariah's team. And he really just talked about how if you need to create this 12-week plan, and it's about creating a plan where you are able to break down the larger goal into smaller chunks, getting deep into those smaller chunks and really taking action on the pieces each and every day, holding yourself accountable, and really like dug deep into the word accountability and how you can't hold anyone accountable. Like you can hold someone's hand, you can hold the piece of paper, but you can't hold someone accountable. Being accountable is all about ownership, and people have to take ownership for what they really want in life. And the other thing that really I feel like stuck out to a lot of people in the comments and things of the chapters was where he talked about commitment versus interest, and how you can be interested in health and fitness, but how you can not necessarily be committed to health and fitness. You might be interested in being Emerald or interested in being Diamond, but you're not committed to doing those things because you're not doing the daily actions in order to get there. You might be interested in, wearing a size 2 bikini, but you're not really committed to actually getting to that point. I'm not even committed to hitting size 2 bikini, like not my world. But, you know, like it's just one of those things. And so what the difference between interested and committed means, and how you can really go after them, how your vision is so imperative. This is where I was at today. So there are 3 principles to the whole thing: accountability, commitment, and greatness in the moment. And how your accountability, again, is not something that you it's not something anyone can do for you, but it's what you can do for yourself and how you keep yourself accountability. It's the ultimate ownership of what it is that you want. You always have the freedom of choice. The freedom of choice is the foundation of accountability, and it's what you choose to do that is key. And the commitment is that personal promise to yourself. And then the greatness in the moment is he did a whole chapter 10 about it, which I loved. I wrote a post about it yesterday. Was greatness doesn't happen when you hit the end result. Greatness happens when you decide to do something different. When you decide that you're going to start eating better, when you decide that you're going to start working out every day. Like it's the process along the way. Like he talks about how Michael Phelps is not a great swimmer just by winning a gold medal. He was a great swimmer because he chose to get up every single morning at 4 a.m. and go swimming. He's a great swimmer because he decided to do those extra laps. He was a great swimmer because he was doing the process to get to that gold medal. And so we can all be great in the process. And then to have all 5 disciplines, to have those 3 principles, but then really dig deep into the 5 principles of the 12-week year, is to have a vision, to have a plan, to have a process control, a measurement, and have effective time use. And when you can get in all 5 of those things, it's about making sure that you are applying all of them, because you can have one you can't necessarily have the whole thing running without all of the parts. So you can have a plan, but if your time management is off, it's not going to really get anywhere. You can have a vision, but if you're not actually, you don't have a process to get to your spot, you're just going to stay in that one place and never really go anywhere. And so a vision is it's a compelling capacity that creates a clear picture for the future. A plan is an effective plan that clarifies and focuses in on your top priorities and initiatives. So if you want to grow a team, your top priority is recruiting, which means your top priority is messaging people, which your top priority is inviting them to join you in this business. You have to think about what it is for us that is the effective piece. What is your focus specifically on what it is that you need to do to get there. Having a process control consists of a set of tools and events that align your daily actions with the critical actions of your plan. So having an event, having a group, having a team to invite to, knowing what it is specifically that you are doing. So I know in the beginning, it was really, for me, we've always had people that, I was either running a group with somebody, or even when I started doing them myself, it's so important to know what you're going to invite to. You can't just say, hey, next week I think I'm going to do a clean eating thing. Everyone's going to have Shakeology and Beachbody in a program. Well, back in the day, they needed to have at least 7 days out from that so that people could actually get their stuff. Even if they ordered that day that you announced the group, they needed 7 days to get their stuff. Well, now it's not as big of a deal because they can have Beachbody on demand within 24, 48 hours of pushing order. But their Shakeology and all the other stuff comes later. So you still have to plan ahead. You still have to put it out there and have a plan, and putting that, and all of your daily actions, all of your inviting, all of your posts, all of that stuff leads into that group. And so that's the process control. And then the measurement part derives the process. It's the anchor over your reality. Did I send 10 messages today? Did I follow up with the people that I said I was going to follow up with? Did I do these things? That's where our trackers come into play. That's where it pays to pay attention to how much you're actually doing. I've been really trying to really focus in on no more than 10 to 15 messages an hour, because I really don't want to get in jail. Well, tonight we're sitting here watching the UNI volleyball game, and I'm just sitting there messaging people, and then pretty soon it's like, this action has been blocked. And I was like, I'd lost count of my measures, right? And so, now I'm kind of stuck. And then use of time, like everything happens in the context of time. If you're not in control of your time, then you're not in control of your results. And so he talked about the average person wastes 2 hours of work time a day. And that's just within the working hours. And I was walking with Pearl when I was listening to this, and I was like, am I wasting time or am I being effective with my time right now? Like really gut check yourself, like, what did I do today that was wasting time? And so having that schedule, having those things in place, and we talk about all this stuff all the time, but like, what are the things that you can have in your life that are going to have keep you tied to your vision, that are going to make sure you're using your plan, that you have a process control in order to make sure that all the pieces are continuing to go. You're measuring your results, you're measuring your input, and you are using your time effectively. He talked about the process control. It's kind of like the operating system on your computer. And so like, if you all know, like when you're on your phone, like it needs a system update, those kinds of things. Like when those things aren't in place, when it's not working properly, other things don't work properly. So the process control part he thinks is the most important part of this whole thing, because if you don't have the systems working together, none of it's going to work. Okay. So that's what I thought was for me, the most profound part of this whole thing was this chapter, weekly accountability meetings. Yes, Candace. And so really just making sure that you, what is this? Chapter 12, the execution system, putting it all together is part 2 of the book. And so the first part of the book is just the learning piece. And then the second half of the book is putting it all together. And so I don't know if anybody got anything out of what the rambling I just did, but hopefully. But putting all these pieces together is really where it fits together. Jill, did you read much of the book? No? Okay. So it's just Melissa and myself.
Candace, whoop whoop. She get it.
Oh, Candace, good. What did you get out of the book, Candace? Did I just steal all your thunder?
No, I listened to it on Audible, so it's different. I really like paper, but I took notes sometimes when I was listening. So there's a lot of things, but one of the things that you were touching on right there was like to not be afraid of measuring yourself. And that stuck out to me because that's what your tracker is for. So if you're not using your tracker because you're afraid of what your tracker is going to show you, then you already know. But if you're looking, specifically if you're trying to actually put a plan together and follow it, like you have a goal. And what I loved about it was that you have to reverse engineer your goal. So if you want to be here in 12 weeks, then that means you need to be here at 6 weeks, and you need to be here at 4 weeks, and here at 2 weeks. So it shows you quicker than if you just said, yeah, by next year, I want to be at this level. It shows you quicker where your actions are failing. Like your desire is there and your heart is there and your passion is there, but where are your actions? So you only know, one of the things I really liked was that thing. Sometimes if things aren't working for you, you think you need to do something different. You need to change the whole process when actually you're just not doing those essential things that you know you're supposed to do. So sometimes, like I thought that resonated with me because I think I do that sometimes. I'm like, my posting or whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish at that time, it doesn't seem to be working. So let me try something else, instead of saying, but am I really being consistent? Like, it's not a shocker that inviting is the hardest part for me. I can connect all day long. All day to hundreds of people. I love people. But then like inviting people is the hard part. So that's where I fail. And then I have a tracker And every single day when I look at my tracker, the only spot that's always empty is the inviting spot. But if you don't measure and you're not being honest, then you might say, oh, what I'm doing is not working. But actually, it's what I'm not doing that is making it not work. So I really liked all of that stuff. And there was a quote that one of the times that I listened, when I was listening, that I wrote down that I really liked. Oh, you have greater influence or power over your actions rather than your results. So you can't always force results, but you can force yourself to take action. You can force that. And actually, results are going to come from you forcing yourself to do the action. So the next quote I wrote down was, the greatest predictor of your future are your daily actions. So.
Amen. That's another thing that he talks about over and over again. And it's so true. Like, results only come from your actions. And if we're not taking action in that area, of course you're never going to get anywhere. Right?
So quit focusing on the results and focus on your actions.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about that with people all the time. Like, if you don't focus on the size 2 jeans, or size, let's be real, size 6 jeans, size 8 jeans, size 10 jeans, let's not focus on those. Like, let's focus on the actions that are going to get you there. Do you need to get up every morning and do your workout? Do you need to push play at night? What is it that you can swap out in your day? Like, it's those consistent actions over time that we just need to also apply in this area as well. Does that make sense? And yeah, my tracker, I don't fill out my tracker as well as I should. But I think it's just because I'm so used to all the things, like literally like TMI maybe, but like earlier today I was in the bathroom and I was like, okay, so I'm like sitting there peeing and I'm like, I've done invites, I've posted my page, I've done this. Like, I'm like scrolling through the checklist in my head without using my tracker, but I just know what's on there now, And so like, I was just able to like think, oh, I haven't posted the team page yet. Today's Wednesday. I hadn't done the Woohoo Wednesday. So I came back to my laptop and I did the Woohoo Wednesday. And then I went and did other things in my house. But it was just like running through the list of like, okay, what else is on my to-do list this morning? And how can I make sure I'm organizing my time? One thing that I've done most recently is, let's show you this. In my calendar, I have blocked pretty much everything out. Now this is September, so it's not very, let's go to today. So this week, this is what my mornings look like now. And so like, just like he talks in here about being super specific with your time, I could get way more specific with my time if I really needed to and wanted to. But I also know that I know what's on my checklist and I just need to get things done. So in here, he talks about having specific time done, but then also putting that buffer time. So where was that at? Talk about blocking things in, the priorities of your day, which are all right away at the beginning of my day. So having a strategic block of time, which is about 3 hours worth of time that is plugged into things for you. So I've got my podcast in there, but like business time is challenge group time, invites on the IG, and then I usually spend, this is just says 30 minutes in here, but I have I spend a lot of time in the mornings on either Instagram or Facebook messaging people. I also have in here team calls and then blocks of time for the Catch Life work that I'm doing for the administrative part of it. And then I also put in other things. So if I go back a week, like this one's a lot more full. Like I've scheduled things in specifically to when I'm going to do them. Now they're adjustable, yes. And there's buffer time in between, yes, because things come up, but there's things that you just have to plan for, like, this is my time to get these things done. And you just work on them during that time. And then you put that buffer time in there because things are going to happen. And then you Will you think at the end of the time, did I get accomplished what I wanted to get accomplished in that period of time? Did I get everything that I needed to get done? And then you reapply later. So I'm really trying super hard to stack my mornings full so that I am from 5 o'clock in the morning through 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, I am a busy woman. And then at like 10, 10:30, depending on what's going on and what the weather's been like, that's when I take my brain break and go walk the dog. Because one, she's bouncing off the walls. And two, I just need to get out of the house too because I've been staring at my screen for so long. I go for a walk, I come back, I eat lunch, and then I'm like, okay, what else is on my list that I can take care of today? So it's just a matter of really scheduling it out. And again, I could get way more detailed than this, but I just haven't at this point. Like today, I was like, I don't really have anything else on my schedule, like all afternoon. So I was like, I just sat down and continued to work through invites. I had a conversation with Addie. I went through all my follow-ups from previous weeks, which I need to do. Like that's my pitfall, is following up in that part of it. So I need to schedule in follow-ups on my calendar. And so I know it's just going to get better as time goes on, but like just really thinking through them. Wait for emails. Hey, I miss them too. I was talking to Josh the other day. I had a girl that reached out to me wanting to know information. She responded to a poll and wanted more information about it and about a nutrition program. And so I responded back to her and said, hey, I'd love to talk to you more about this. And then I lost her. Like, I don't know where she went from there. And like, I'm like, I know she's here. She's blonde hair, blonde, short pixie hair in her picture. Like, I can't find her. Like, I don't know where she went. And I'm just like, I feel so horrible. But like, I don't know. I didn't write her down. And so I need to get better at writing people down as well. So you're not alone there. But it's just one of those things. My system's broken. I have to write them down. All right. What are you guys talking about over here? You have a horrible confession. Is that, you wrote that you lost people? Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people, we live in an instantaneous world, right? Where someone messages you, you think you need to respond right away. But do you really need to respond right away? No. 5 days ago, no, just 5 people, not necessarily 5 days. But hey, it doesn't matter. Whether it was 5 days or 5 weeks ago, you are still responding to them, and that's what counts. I know for a fact that Julianne has none of her notifications on her phone or her computer, and so the only way, hey, it's fine. That's less than a month. And so you just say, hey, I've been really busy working on my group, and I want to make sure it's the best possible thing for you. You planted the seed again. Yep. I found somebody today when I was messaging that we'd been starting a conversation, but it hadn't really gone anywhere. And so I was like, I'm just going to reinvite her. Like, hey, it wasn't the best time last month. Hey, is it now a good time for you? So it's fine. It happens. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just know that that's an area you need to improve and you'll get better at it. So what I was saying about the no notifications thing is that like I can send a text message and she does not respond to it for like 72 hours. Now I've already found another mode of communication to get through to her sometimes when I really need to, but like some days I'm just like, I'll do like a voice message to her and she never responds. And it's not like, if it was something I really need to get hold of her for, I'd find another, like I said, another mode of communication. But then they'll be like 3 days later or like after the weekend, she'll be like, oh, I'm just getting to this. I'm like, I know. Yes, Julianne. Or she'll even say on her Insta stories, I have like 72 messages that I need to get through. I'll get to them all. I'm like, because you don't look at them, which is fine. I love the fact that she's not tied to her phone like I am. But like, it's just a different expectation. But I'm saying don't feel bad that you don't get back to people immediately. Does that make sense? Okay. That's what my rambling was about. Anybody have anything else they want to share from the book or from life lately? Have any questions? What was your favorite part of the book or life right now? What is your favorite part of what's going on in your world? Jill, you want to talk about your book?
I just started, actually. The Stop Feeling Like Shit book is really good, and that's actually why I dove into that, because when you guys started 12-week year, I was like, oh, this would be great for like building my business and all that. But I was really struggling with self-image and just feeling good and just all that. And so I think that's super, super important to really key into knowing what you need at the time. And so it was really hard knowing that you guys were doing this book, but I was doing, starting this new book. But I knew that it was something that I needed for myself. So what's great about the Stop Feeling Like Shit, let me grab it, because people are probably like, is that really a book?
It
Who
is.
sent it to us? It's so awesome. But she really talks to you it's a lot like Girl Wash Your Face, where she's just like speaking to you. Like she's like in your body and you're like, holy crap, that's so me. But she talks about basically like how negative we talk to ourselves, and how we need to, when we start feeling negative thoughts, like, oh, I'm not good enough, or like if you mess up one day and you're like, oh, I'm so stupid, how did I let this happen? I mean, these are things that I say to myself every single day. And she's like, no, you need to reroute your thoughts. And she gives you like 14 different ways to like do that. So I am on the first chapter. I haven't really dove too far into the book. It's really good. My hope is once Zeta goes to school next week, I can really dive into this. But it's really spoke to me a lot, and it's what I've needed. So
I have been bouncing back and forth between the two books on my Audible, and I only have about 3 hours left of it. It is very good. It is very much like Girl Wash Your Face, and the fact that she really like called you out, like you said, and she shares some pretty like applicable things throughout the whole thing. She's very similar. Andrea Owen is her name, and if you've been listening to Julianne's podcast lately, she's been referencing quite a bit of Andrea Owen in her podcast, and so that's just a little plug, but it's really good. If I'm not listening to a podcast, like today I listened to 2 podcasts, and then I listened to more of 12-week year on my way back while I was on my walk with Pearl, and then yesterday though, the whole time I was just listening to How to Stop Feeling Like Shit because it's just good. So Happiness Advantage tomorrow, that's a good book. You'll like that one as well. We should do a team book swap. We could do a team book swap at the team retreat in October. For sure. Okay. Another reason to put the team retreat on your calendar. And hopefully, Jill, you'll be joining us for the virtual retreat, maybe just virtually from your house.
I hope so. That's a plan.
Yeah. How many people are planning on, how many of the 4 of you are planning on coming to the team retreat in October? Maybe, yes. Okay.
I'll be there. I don't plan on staying just because it's right next to my
You live right there. Yeah.
But I plan on hanging out as much as possible.
Yay. Okay.
Sorry, I work every weekend, so I can't come.
Oh,
Yeah.
boo to that. Okay.
I had on my calendar, and I'm hoping that's a month before baby is due. So
Right.
my thought is that if I come, it probably will just be for Saturday, to be honest. But I'm planning on it.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
And I don't blame you at all.
I mean, baby won't show up a month early, right?
Right.
No, she can't. So.
All right. Was there anything else you ladies want to chat about? Questions?
So how did the flash sale go for you?
For me personally, I had 2 people sign up with the flash sale.
Okay.
Just 2 so far.
So I've never actually participated in a flash sale because I guess I didn't really freaking understand what was happening. So I didn't know how to like share about it or talk about it or what the heck I was supposed to be doing. Like, so I've watched, I think 2 flash sales in my coaching career. I've watched 2 of them. And then all of a sudden, like once it was over, I was like, okay. So like people that you're talking to